This is vindication for all of those people that were called man babies, sexist, racist, whatever you were called for your criticisms of the Disney trilogy. You've just been vindicated by Marcia Lucas. G'day guys and welcome back to Raging Rhino. Alright, today we're going to talk a little bit about Marcia Lucas. Marcia Lucas was of course George Lucas's ex-wife. She worked on movies like A New Hope, Taxi Driver, American Graffiti and Return of the Jedi. Now it's just come out that of course Marcia isn't too happy with the way Disney has taken Star Wars and George Lucas's legacy, George Lucas's baby. It seems very clear to me that she is very, very unhappy with what they've done. And where this comes from is this book here that's just sort of recently been released. Howard Kazanjian, I think it's pronounced. His autobiography came out. It's written by J.W. Rinzler. Of course, rest in peace, J.W. Rinzler. And the foreword is actually written by Marcia Lucas. Now, from this, a little snippet of this has actually been dropped. Jedi Scum has said, Marcia Lucas on the Disney-produced Star Wars films. Let's have a read. I like Kathleen. I always liked her, says Marcia Lucas. She was full of beans. She was really smart and really bright, really wonderful woman. And I liked her husband, Frank. I liked them both. Now that she's running Lucasfilm and making movies, it seems to me that Kathy Kennedy and J.J. Abrams don't have a clue about Star Wars. They don't get it. And J.J. is writing these stories. When I saw the movie where they killed Han Solo, I was furious. I was furious when they killed Han Solo. Absolutely, positively, there was no rhyme or reason to it. I thought, you don't get the Jedi story. You don't get the magic of Star Wars. You're getting rid of Han Solo? And then at the end of this last one, The Last Jedi, they have Luke disintegrate. They killed Han Solo, they killed Luke Skywalker, and they don't have Princess Leia anymore. And they're spitting out movies every year. And they think it's important to appeal to a woman's audience. So now their main character is this female who's supposed to have Jedi powers, but we don't know how she got Jedi powers or who she is. It sucks. These storylines are terrible, just terrible, awful. You can quote me, J.J. Abrams, Kathy Kennedy, talk to me. That's a pretty big bomb coming from Marcia Lucas there. I'm pretty sure that George would feel the exact same way. And I think it's pretty clear that this was actually done between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, or else I would think that she's got so much more to say about it in regards to the damage that they do to Princess Leia and Palpatine, for that matter. But this is vindication. This is vindication for all of those people that were called man babies, sexist, racist, whatever you were called for your criticisms of the Disney trilogy. You've just been vindicated by Marcia Lucas. And yeah, I mean, we'd love to hear it from George himself, but I'm sure he's not going to say anything. He's probably under some NDA where he can't. But the funny thing is that there is also so many people out there, fans, that justified their movies, that continue to justify what they're doing, even under the reign of Kathy Kennedy. But now we've got Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Their shit's no different. Their shit is just as bad, but yet it doesn't destroy the characters. Although they do destruction to their own characters and past characters, but it's not so prevalent. The destruction that they're doing in things like The Mandalorian is sort of more lore destruction than character destruction. You know, I kind of wonder sometimes whether or not if you took the character destruction out of all the Disney trilogy, all three movies, I don't know how you could still tell the story, but they still did these law-breaking things if they would be criticized. I'd be very interested to see if that was to ever happen, but of course we can't. But at the end of the day, all those people out there that have defended either the trilogy, what they're doing with Star Wars moving forward, it's all the same thing. It's all garbage and it's all going to be attached to their sequel trilogy. They're absolute garbage. I'd love to hear what Marcia has to say about The Rise of Skywalker. I'd like to hear what she has to say about The Mandalorian. I'd love to see what she'd say about the final episode of The Clone Wars or The Bad Batch. It'd be very interesting. But I thought that this needs to be heard. This is vindication again for all those people out there. We know what story George would have done. Stop pretending that the EU was never canon. You know why the EU was never canon? Because back then canon wasn't a fucking thing for Star Wars. Because it just had its single story. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. I wanted this to be known that even Marcia Lucas thinks that the Disney trilogy was absolutely terrible. The stories are terrible, awful, she describes it as. It sucks. And yet we're just supposed to be happy that Kathleen Kennedy's still there. We're supposed to be happy that John and Dave won our Civil War and they're moving forward with Star Wars. Fuck off with that shit. This is vindication. For me, anyway. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm curious to see if this even really gets out there. I wonder if we're going to get a response from Lucasfilm, from Kathleen Kennedy, any of these people. Probably not. It's just written in a book, who cares? People are going to start talking about it a little bit. I hope people talk about this more. So even people know that an original creator of Star Wars, who assisted making Star Wars what it is today, or not what it is today, what it was back before Disney bought it, what they truly think about what has happened to Star Wars moving forward. Anyway, like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.